Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be adding the support meshes for our structure here. So let's continue. Let's actually hop over to the architecture folder inside starter content. And as you can see, there's a pillar. Let's go ahead and drag and drop that inside of our level. And it's not quite extending up to the ceiling here, so we're going to have to scale that up. We're going to punch in some values for that. So for the scale for the X, we'll set that to 1.25. And the Y to 1.25 and the Z to 1.25, nice and even. There we go. It's kind of clipping into the ceiling a little bit there. That's fine because we're going to move it actually to this corner, something like this, and out just a little bit, something like that, so that the X and the Y are kind of on the plane here, something like this. You could do it however you want, but that looks good. Is it still up in the ceiling? Yeah, that's fine. Good enough. Let's continue. We're going to hold Alt and drag a copy all the way over to the other side and plug it in like so. Make sure that there's a little lip on this side and a little lip on that side. Bingo. Okay, let's hold Alt and drag one to the center. Like that. I'm going to fly inside here because I want to make sure that we split the difference between the two floors, which it looks like I did, just for aesthetic purposes. There we go. So we have 3 beams across the backside here. Let's add some on the inside. Going to grab this one here. Going to hold Alt and drag it in both the X and Z up to about somewhere above the window frame here, something like that. Then I'm going to press E and rotate it 90 degrees, like so. Then W to go back to move, and kind of punch it up into this area here like that. Gotta move it back along the edge here. And we need to stretch it along this side here. Now I'm just gonna stretch this out because if we had a different kind of material on this, the material might get stretched, but because we're using this plain white material, stretching it should be fine. Actually, let's just demonstrate that just for the heck of it. Let's go down to materials and let's throw on, let's say we wanted to use this. If I were to stretch this now, you can see it kind of stretches the material. Probably if I had a different one on here, it'd be a little bit more apparent. Like if we wanted some exposed wood beams, for example, you can see it kind of stretches it. So we don't really necessarily have to have a material on here, so I'm going to actually put back on our basic material. But it's up to you. We could have made this BSP brushes like we did all the other things and then did the alignment on them like we did this flooring. But for our purposes, I think this is good. So I'm just going to stretch it out. It's a little too much. It's going through the wall there. So let's bring it back just a little bit. Still kind of poking through the wall. We're at 1.25. Let's actually bump this down to say 1.8. That too little. 1.9. Let's see. A little bit of a lip there. Is it in the thing here? Yeah, it is. Let's move this over just a little bit. Hey, that looks good to me. There we go. Except it's poking out on this wall a little bit, which, you know what? That's fine. From the outside, people can see this. If you want to play with it and get it flush on the inside, you can. But we created a little lip on here on the outside, so that's kind of cool. So I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to hold Alt and drag this over to the other side. Do the same thing. A little bit of an indentation on the inside, like so. A little bit of a lip on the outside, like so. And let's move it over one more. Just being picky now. So there we go. We have 2 pillars on the inside. Let's do one more. Alt and drag this over to the center. Kind of eyeball it. Put it in the center. I'm going to fly inside here and see how it's looking. Let's just move this over one more. And boom, this one's going to line up nice and evenly on the inside, which is cool. So it's looking pretty good so far. Let's add a couple more. We're going to add some along the back side here and across the middle. So I'm going to go back to the architecture folder here and drag in one more pillar. And I'm going to press E to go to rotation, rotate it on its side, then W, move it up, and push it over. So it's kind of like so. That looks pretty good, except it's on the outside here. So let's move this just in a little bit, something like that. It looks good, except we can kind of see that we're getting some Z-fighting here between these two textures. The wall texture right there. So I'm going to actually, let's grab this brush again and move it in just a little bit more. There we go. And I kind of split the difference on those. That looks good to me. Let's select it and hold Alt. Grab this red arrow and drag one over to the center here. So they get one kind of like this. Again, you can eyeball it. You can use the arrows to kind of line it up with the edge. Something like that. Looks good. And we're going to hold Alt and drag over one to this side. Like that. And we're going to do one more. Let's hold Alt. Or actually, you know what? This is a good time to show something too. If I press E and go into rotation mode and I hold Alt, I can also use the rotate tool to create a copy. So we're rotating up 90 degrees. And let's select this and press W and move this one over to the center. Something like that. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but that looks good. It's sticking way outside of our roof here. So let's scale this one a little bit. Let's actually press R and just drag that down. You know what? Our scale snapping is pretty high right now. So if we go up here, we can actually bump this down. Let's put this somewhere like that. And that gives it a little bit more control. Let's bump it one more. Let's go all the way down to the bottom so we get more control. There we go. That looks good. Clipping into the ceiling a little bit, but that's fine. Let's put our scale back to 0.5 before we forget. And reselect it. Press W, Alt, and drag this green arrow over. Place this in a corner so that there's a little bit of a lip. I think that is good. That is good. Could do a little bit more beams in here if you want. Could place some along the bottom. You could place some up here. But I think for our purposes, this is good. We're going to add some decorative support beams here in a moment in the next video. And then also we're going to have our glass partition across the middle. So for right now, I think this is good. So let's Control and S to save. And let's end this video. And in the next video, we will continue by adding the decorative supports. We'll see you in that video.